All right, who wants to start the story?
I can?
Yeah, go ahead.
Great.
All right, go.
Did I start? Never mind. Anyways, okay, so once upon a time.
Once upon a time.
Up in the sycamore trees.
Sycamore tree. All right.
I don't remember where they grow. Where do they grow?
Oh, they grow in New Jersey.
Alright, not in sycamore trees. Never mind.
My grandparents had a sycamore.
Up in some tree that grows.
A pine tree. I've
A
seen
pine
owls in
tree.
pine trees.
Yeah, and a nice juniper. As it's creaking and blowing in the wind.
Second shot.
The owl is just waking up as the moon is rising. And the light is shining down over the forest. And the owl is looking around and planning its next move. What next? If I go hunting first, then maybe I'll go to the brook and get a drink. But if I go to the brook first, then when I'm hunting I won't be dehydrated, but I might need to use the loo. Maybe, do I need to use the loo now? I don't know, I'll just go while I'm thinking, that'll be good. Okay, gosh, I don't know what to do first. And as the owl is contemplating, gosh, this, that, where to go, find another tree, see if I can get a mate, she gazes up at the moon and she's like, oh, I wish you could speak to me. I wish you could just tell me what to do. I can never make a decision on my own. And it looks down again in the moonlight and on the pine needles sees the patterns that the great wise juniper has made, and it starts to hear a strange noise, and it's like a clinking and a clattering, and it's hearing snorting of a horse and it's like, what is going on in my peaceful little forest? I am trying to have a dilemma. And then
So, Al, instead of tending to her business, decides to just continue observing. And into the clearing, just below her tree, comes this snorting horse and clanking.
And how does that sound?
Clank,
Clink,
clank,
clink, 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 snort, snort.
That didn't work. Comes this knight who basically just jumps off of his horse and he starts gathering wood to build a fire.
And he works very hard at this gathering of wood. It's like it's his life's work or something. This is a very devoted knight. He's very serious about his place in the world and what it is he's supposed to be doing. So he gathers wood like nobody else gathers wood. He goes out and he takes out his sword and cuts off the branches of the trees, and he's very strong and he's very powerful, but he has a little trouble because he's got all of this armor on, and clink, clink, and he tries to be mighty and he tries his best to do what knights do, but clink, clink, blink, all of this armor keeps getting in his way, and he's making some not very pleasant sounds. He's like swearing underneath his breath. It's so difficult, and he's gathering up, trying to bend over in this armor and gather up the wood because it's important in life, if he's going to eat tonight, he's got to have some fire, and he's gathering it up enough to last for quite a while because, he doesn't know how long he's going to have to stay out here in the forest, and because he doesn't have a compass, doesn't have a map, doesn't know exactly where he is, and
he is just sweating buckets. and trying to travel around, and he's starting to forget where his horse was, but he makes it back to the horse, and he's got a huge, armload of wood that he's just chopped to pieces, and he plops it on the ground, and then just takes a moment. It's like, oh my gosh, it's gonna get cold tonight. I'm covered in sweat. I need to dry off, and I need to build this fire. But if I take off this armor, who am I gonna be if somebody comes across? I'm gonna be a traveling peasant? No, like this armor shows people that I deserve respect, and I refuse to take it off. I just refuse. And this, but I'm sweaty and I'm hot and I need to dry off, and what should I do? It's ridiculous. And as the knight is contemplating this difficult decision of whether or not to take off his armor, the owl swoops down onto a lower branch and cocks her head, wondering if he has any food, any water, and just continues to observe. So